The average person spends a third of his or her life at work, and a significant portion of that time studying for a job. Even so, 88% of people are dissatisfied with their jobs, and 99% believe they should earn more. Therefore, we generally want to achieve the great dream of financial freedom, to live without ties or economic problems, to make decisions without having to think about the costs of these and not to depend on a job to be able to live. The certain financial education that we need to achieve this goal, many do not have. The school system does not educate us in financial matters either, and it is increasingly common that the following generations have less, live more stifled, and with serious financial problems. For this reason, I bring you this video on how to educate ourselves in personal finance and the simple rules that we must follow to achieve this goal. So let's start from the beginning. Let's first see what personal finance is, and then its three fundamental pillars: saving, investing, and financial planning. Personal finance focuses on the management of our financial resources with the objective of growing our wealth by seeking the best efficiency of them. This includes aspects such as our income, understanding how we earn money and how to increase our earnings; our expenses, controlling and eliminating waste, from the rent on our house to the coffee we drink in the morning; saving. This is the basis of a good financial health because in order to invest we must save first. Investment, knowing how to make our money work for us; debt, managing the loans and credit cards that we need to pay smartly; and financial planning, establishing goals and making a plan to achieve them. Each of these concepts are interrelated to each other. As we cannot invest without saving, we would not have expenses without income, and so they depend on each other. But now, let's go a little deeper into the last three. Savings is the part of our income that we put aside for the future. It can be for our emergency reserve, to meet short-term goals, to make some investments, or even for our retirement. It is important not to spend more than we earn and to live within our means. This will allow us to avoid consumer debt, not borrowing money to consume excessively or to overextend ourselves financially, nor using the limits on credit cards, nor making finance purchases if we do not have the capacity to pay. This will allow us a greater savings capacity that we can use for investments. To save, we can follow some simple rules such as: make a budget. If you keep a record of your income and expenses, you will have more control over your profits and losses. For this, you can use applications that help you keep track of expenses or use Excel tables. You can also use some strategies, such as the 50-30-20 rule, which we will explain later. You could set up automatic transfers to a savings account to avoid breaking your budget. You can also set goals and define savings targets. Investment. This is the process putting our money into assets that generate a return and provide us with profits. Some ways to invest are stocks, parts of companies that will pay you money or increase in value over time; bonds. These are debt securities of private or government companies that offer us a return on our money and pay us back at the end; real estate such as houses, buildings, and land, which can be rented or sold; ETFs. This may be the best investment you can make if you are a beginner investor. If you want to know a little more about them, you can watch it in our channel. Above we leave you a link in a card. To invest, we must always have to have some previous studies. We cannot simply invest our money without any knowledge. We must know how the financial markets work and the characteristics of each asset, as well as study concepts such as compound interest, which will help you to generate a lot of money. Imagine this example. If we are able to save $500 a month with a profitability of 10% per year and reinvest all the returns of that investment, in 10 years, we will have saved $60,000, and this amount would have grown to $97,000, that is $37,000 more. In 15 years it would have grown to $193,000, and in 20 years it would have grown to $347,000, $227,000 more, and always saving the same amount. This is thanks to the power of compound interest. Let's move on to financial planning. This is the key to achieving our goals. Setting goals such as buying a house, traveling, or retiring early is necessary to make a plan and work smart. Creating a budget is very important to allocate money to different categories according to our needs. But let's talk about the 50-30-20 rule, a simple way to manage our personal finances. It consists of dividing our income into 50% for necessities. This includes expenses such as rent or mortgage, utilities, food or transportation. The remaining 30% can be used for leisure and other expenses such as buying new clothes or going out with friends. Set aside the remaining 20% for savings and investments. This could include your emergency fund, retirement savings, and debt repayment or investments. This rule allows us to keep track of our expenses so that we can better manage them. It is important to remember that this is just a rule of thumb, and you may need to adjust it based on your personal circumstances. For example, if you have a lot of debt, you may need to devote more than 20% of your income to paying it off, or if your needs consume more than 50% of your income, you may need to make adjustments in other areas. The key is to find a balance that works for you. Reducing debt should be our priority. Always pay off debts, always from the ones with the highest interest rates to the lowest, but always avoid taking on debt of any kind, as this limits our ability to invest and save for the long term. For this, it is best to have an emergency fund that will help us cover these types of unexpected expenses without having to go into debt. Imagine you have a debt. The graph we showed you before, instead of growing, it would decrease. We would lose many years to recover, and even more to start investing our money, so we would have wasted a lot of time, and this is the most important pillar when investing. I always give the example of these two great investors, Warren Buffett and Jim Simons. Simons has managed to reach almost 3 times the profitability that Warren reached, so you might think that he has more money, but that is not true. Warren became the second richest person according to Forbes. Why is this due to? Well, his path as an investor started when he was only 11 years old, while Simon started at the age of 50, and he is nowhere near as rich as Warren Buffett. Educating yourself, reading books, blogs, or following financial channels like ours will help you understand the financial world. The more you know, the better you will be able to manage your money and get higher returns. Seeking professional advice is also a good option, but it can be a bit expensive. Remember that every financial situation is unique, so you may need to adapt these tips to your personal circumstances. But the most important thing is to know about finance and investing so you can see the opportunities that life constantly puts in front of you. The more you know, the better opportunities you will see and be able to act on. If you don't have much knowledge about this, you can join our community. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and leave us your like.